Now Jamie's going to demonstrate the tracker for us. It has actually been developed against one particular tool, but I think you will see the value.
So what we're looking at now, this is our Larmer Brown Development Tracker, and this is particularly useful for managing a project. And a key person that may look at this would be the lead developer or lead instructional designer or lead author on that project. So this lead developer has sort of two main functions. One, they have to manage their team of developers, their designers, to ensure they meet the required timelines and deadlines. And they also have to report challenges and progress upline to the project stakeholders. So we're working in a collaborative environment, and this is sometimes can be quite difficult to manage. As Janice said, other tools such as SharePoint or Excel spreadsheets or MS Project, whatever can be used to try and manage this process. But if you have a tool that has integrated collaboration as part of that, then a lot of the information you can actually pull straight out of that tool. And that's what we've done with this development tracker here. So there's a few reports I'll just take us through just to give you an idea of how this works. If I go to our reports that a lead developer would use to help manage their team of developers first. And the first one I may look at is a document summary report. And within this document summary report, it tells me the different types of learning content my team is working on at the moment. So we've just got Word, Excel, Outlook and PowerPoint, but it could be anything. Any learning content we want to work on. And as part of that, I can then see how many objects are related to each of these different areas. So if I just click on Excel, for example, I can see there are 7 tasks that we have to create or capture for this. And if I click on that, it will give me more information on those actual topics or tasks. The version, so again, we're using an online development tool, so it's version controlled. It'll show me how many versions have been created. It will also show me who it's assigned to. So my team of developers, some of it is assigned to me. We've got one task here assigned to Debbie in there. And also our tasks or status of relearning has statuses assigned to them. So we can decide what our development methodology is going to be, how many review stages we're going to have. We're going to have internal review, we're going to have sign-off, all that type of stuff, and all that can be tracked as part of this process. I can also, if I want to look at an individual developer, so I go into developer summary, and we just look at myself again. We've got listed developers in here. I can see that I have some Excel and some PowerPoint content assigned to me. If I actually wanted to see the status of this content, again, we could dive in there and look to see, okay, we've got one here that's on hold, we've got this area that's in review and finalising, and we've got one task at the bottom here that's in draft state. So this gives me real-time insight into what the development is like and if there's any issues. If I go into the status summary, same information, but just displayed in a slightly different manner. It now gives me all these development states or statuses, so I can see how many, for example, we've got signed off. So I've got 17 learning items signed off. We've got one on hold. If I wanted to see why it was on hold, you could dive in to it and scroll down, and I can see a comment for this item that says the SME is on annual leave for 4 weeks, so we're unable to review it. So as a lead developer, if I have to justify why this is not moving forward, we have that actually as part of the tool itself that's been stored and we can look at it. So the flip side of my job as a lead developer, these reports here we've just looked at allow me to manage my team of developers or authors. If I have to report progress, risks, issues to the stakeholders of the project, again, it sometimes can be hard to extract that information out or to record that information, but we can see here in our development tracker, there's some reports that will help me with that. A key one could be number of reports by module and content state. So if I just go into there and we look into PowerPoint, I can quickly see my learning content or my learning objects down the left-hand side and my different development states along the top. So we can see where they all sit for whatever I choose to look at. Okay. If I wanted to see percentages of that, I could switch it to a percentage and we could have a look at it, and we can see here that for PowerPoint, this one here, we've got 50% of the learning content for this module is not started, 50% in draft. So we can see how we're getting on again with this. And this can be something that easily be copy and pasted, put out into an email, into a daily RAG report, for example, and it can go out to key stakeholders. Yeah. Another powerful tool that we can use is if I go into the configuration and status weights, for each of our states or statuses for this project, for this development, I can decide what weight I give them in terms of if I've got a task or a learning object that's sitting draft, I can say that's 25% complete. If it's in review, I can say it's 50% complete. When it's finalized, it is 100% complete. So if I had many different iterations or many different statuses I had to go through to get content signed off, if I knew one of those was particularly key, so perhaps there was the initial review by an SME, that might be the key one. Once we get past that stage, we're pretty much home and dry. We've just got to put their comments on and then we're done. Then I could give that stage itself quite a high weighting, and then that would allow me to have a pretty good understanding of how far through the project we are. So to give you an idea of how this works, if I now go back to my management summary reports and do my overall progress, okay, and we submit this, we can now see that my overall progress, it will weight this. So for my PowerPoint content, all of my content is sitting in draft. So for the whole of the PowerPoint content, I'm 10% through that. Okay. If I look at my Excel content, we can see we've got content setting at various different levels, but it calculates this based on the weighted percentages of completion of these different areas. So it calculates it that I am 53.57% complete for Word. Okay, so it allows me to add my experience as the lead author, the lead designer, to understand for each of these states actually what does that mean when something's in that state, how far through are we. So again, this can give me quite a nice summary to push up to stakeholders in the project. Okay, so there's other functionality that's in here, but hopefully that's given you an understanding of the key things we can look at in terms of the reports to help me manage my team of developers, and the reports that can help me summarize in real time, because remember, we're working in a collaborative tool, so information is in real time, so this is exactly the state we're in. I don't have to go and pull it from spreadsheets or anything like that. So again, that's a key feature.
Thank you for your time. If you would like further information about UPK, we do have articles on our website and also offer a public schedule of UPK training.